All right, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. Good to see everyone. Today's training is going to be one of the best we've ever had. This is brand new content. I've never trained on this before. This is going to be a full-fledged social media marketing and strategizing session. We're going to go through some things today and allow you to kind of pause and reflect and take some notes on some things that are working for us here in Sarasota and some things that I've started to notice online, looking at different posts and different results, and looking at some of the things people have been sharing and choosing to share. And we're going to go through some concepts today that will really help Bryte Lyfe go viral. I firmly believe that as soon as people really find out and are aware about our bucket list program, I really think that that's going to go viral on its own. I mean, nobody's ever done anything like what we're doing with our bucket list program. Even the companies that call themselves competitors, nobody can do the bucket list program. Nobody has the data. Nobody's ever even asked its customers or members what's on your bucket list. Like no company ever, anywhere. So we're doing things that have never been done before. And here's one of the things that I want to tell you. You may have seen some of my posts over the last week or so. There is a new quote unquote, they're calling themselves a competitor coming into the marketplace. They basically copied as much of our program as they possibly can. But nobody has what we have. But here's what I want to remind you is that all of these companies that are coming up with programs and systems and loyalty programs to try to compete with us, we're the first and finest. I mean, we are the best in class. Nobody has what we have. Everybody can try. Like this new company, their membership is 175. They have a free membership program where you have to refer 4 people. They're doing an annual trip. I mean, you saw MWR add an annual trip. You saw Viago add an annual trip. You saw Dream Trips International add an annual trip. Everybody's doing what we're doing, but the problem is there's only one Bryte Lyfe. Nobody can do what we're doing. Nobody can copy what we have. Nobody can bring in what we have. So many of our agreements are proprietary. Our technology is proprietary. We own it. We built it. This copycat competitor that's launching this week, they have nothing. All they have is a white label travel booking website, which you can get for probably about $10 to $12 per user per month. That is it. That's all they have. So they're literally paying somebody for that white label site. They get a login. They're charging them $12 a user and they're charging $175 a month for it. That's it. That's all they have. And so it's sad, but people see what we're doing and they see what we've created and they think it's easy. I have to be the first to tell you that I would not have started this company if this company existed. If there was a program like Bryte Lyfe out there where I could have gone and been a rep, I would have gladly gone and been a rep in a company where I could qualify for $500,000 a month with just 2 personals. I was capped at $50,000 a month for 13 years at World Ventures. So if I could have gone somewhere and been capped at 500,000, I would have been making 500,000 a month for a decade. So I would have been making 6 million a year instead of $600,000 on just residual. I mean, if you think about that, it's mind-blowing what we've been able to do and what we've been able to create. So our competitors, or at least those who call themselves competitors, because we do not have a competitor. There is no one in the world anywhere that has what we have. And so those that have called themselves competitors, they try to look at what we're doing on the surface and they just try to go do the best they can at copying it. And so to me, it's sad. But like I said on my post this week, if you're not following me, please go follow me on Instagram. That's where I communicate with most of the people that I stay in touch with. It's at Wes Melcher, so go follow me there. Make sure you're also following the Bryte Lyfe Instagram page. I'm going to get there in just a second and go through and talk about what we're going to do to go viral with these pages. But I posted on there that imitation is the highest form of flattery. And that is just simply the truth. I mean, if you've got everybody in the space trying to copy what you're doing, then you're doing it right. Everybody wants what we have. Everybody wants what we built. Nobody can build it though, because it's proprietary to us. And so if somebody really sat down I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Dream Trips. I don't care if it's MWR. I don't care if it's Viago. I don't care if it's this new wannabe company that just launched. I don't care. You can put any of them up, like comp plan. You can put the product. It doesn't matter. We are the best in every single category. And at some point, I'm going to do a training. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you the differences between us and all of these quote unquote competitors, even though we don't have any competitors. So I'm going to be doing that in the very near future. I just want to get this new company, at least get their generic little white label website live so that I have something to poke holes in. Because right now they don't have anything. They just literally have a landing page. So they don't even have anything. I mean, and that's the other problem is it took us about 10 months to build everything and create everything so that when we launched, we didn't launch with an idea. We launched with something real. We pre-launched with all of our back office, all of our tracking, all of our branding, our entire presentation, and we never charged a dime for the membership until we went live with our membership. And that gave all of our members benefits from day one. We didn't get in this pre-launch, oh, we're going to have it, pay for it now, and we'll give it to you later. That's exactly what this new company is doing. They're launching with nothing. They're already collecting money, charging people's cards, and they have literally zero product. They're giving them nothing right now. So it's not even live, because if it was live, I would have already showed it to you, but they have nothing. And so this is a big deal because here is the problem. And this is why I put this training together today, because when we are building the business, if we're not being visible, if we're not being vocal, if we're not out there spreading the word and standing on the rafters and really preaching and breathing and living and eating Bryte Lyfe, nobody knows, right? It's like the old saying: if a forest falls in the or if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear it, right? It's the same kind of thing with what's happening right now. Some of these people that are part of this new startup that has nothing, the problem is they're very visible. They're very vocal. They're all over social media. They're posting, they're sharing, they're talking, they're sharing their stories, they're sharing their Zooms, all of the things that they're doing. And so from an outsider's perspective, people see it and they're like, well, this must be good. It must be great. You know, the MWR had their little convention. Well, here's the thing. What's funny is they called it a pre-launch last weekend in Dallas for pre-launch for North America, but the company is based in North America and they've been in business since 2013. So how do you have a pre-launch, which means the beginning of something, in a country that you've already been in, that your headquarters is in, and you've already been here for 13 years, 14 years? I don't understand. It's all marketing. See, they've got these internet marketers that are good at finding these little buzzwords, these little anecdotes, and people latch onto it. And so they only had a couple hundred people at this event, but they were posting thousands in Dallas, over 1,000 people. There wasn't 1,000 people there, but here's the thing. If nobody knows and everybody's saying it, then everybody believes that it's true. Now, here's the thing that's different about us. We don't have to lie to get the results. These other companies, I mean, MWR is the worst when it comes to lying about what they have and who they are to get the results, okay? But the problem is that we don't have to lie, but we have to be louder about the truth, okay? So that is what today's training is all about, is getting loud about the real truth behind Bryte Lyfe, okay? And in a way that's not salesy, because here's the thing. These competitors that are out there, they've been louder than we are. Okay. It just is what it is. They've been louder, but here's the problem. They've been loud about lies and myths. They've said that they have 500,000 members. Nowhere near that. It's absolutely mathematically impossible. But here's what happens. Somebody posts it, one of the quote unquote leaders posts it, and then all of the minions go share it. And so then people think that it's real. They think that it's true. And here's the thing. I've called out some of the quote unquote leaders. They didn't even know what to say to me. They were like, well, what do you mean? We have 500,000. I'm like, no, you don't. Because mathematically you can't, because your CEO just said y'all did 100 million in revenue for the first time ever. And you're saying you have 500,000 members. 500,000 members divided by 100 million is $200 per member, but you charge $200 per month. So how is it that you're only making $200 per member in an entire year if you have 500,000 members? It's false. And here's the thing. People don't know because they just see something that somebody else posts, and they see it and then they go copy it. And so we have to get better at sharing the truth, and we need to keep it real. And here's the other thing: we don't want to be as salesy as they are, but we do have to be louder. We do have to be more vocal. We do have to share. And I don't want you guys posting every single day. It's not about posting every single day. But here's the thing: if you stop posting and you're not posting anything about Bryte Lyfe, then how does anybody know what you're doing or that you're involved or that anything is going on with Bryte Lyfe? Because we need to share the truth, because our truth is stronger than their lies. Okay, so I want you to write that down. I want you to remember that. Our truth is stronger than their lies. But the problem is that they've been louder with their lies than we have with our truth. So I'm challenging all of you today to be louder with our truth and to keep it real without having to sell. I'm going to walk you through today and show you exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to make this presentation available for you. We're going to continually add content to what you're about to see so that you will know exactly what to post. So we're basically going to take all of the guesswork out of your posting and sharing so that all you have to do is what they've been doing, which is copycatting what the leaders are posting. We're going to give you that content from corporate, Eva, Denson, myself. We're going to share it into the groups. And then all you have to do is go copy and paste it using the templates that I'm about to share with you. So our truth is about to get really loud. And remember, our truth is better than their lies. So we don't have to fib. We don't have to exaggerate. We don't have to make things up. But unfortunately, they do. They're bragging about their loyalty program because they say that they're getting 2-for-1 travel dollars to what they're putting into their membership. But here's what they don't tell you: they're not travel dollars, they're points, and they're capped. You can only use them on certain trips, and you're capped to how many you can use. So they're not saying any of the disclaimers. They're not sharing any of that, but they're all out there saying, well, I'm getting paid 2-for-1 and on every dollar I put in. It's false. It's a lie. It is not true at all. And so here's what we need to do. We've got to get good at crafting our story, sharing our story, because remember, our truth is stronger than their lies. Okay, so here's what I want to do today. I want to share with you this initiative that we're going to be working on. All right. Okay. So our goal with everything we're going to talk about today is how do we make Bryte Lyfe go viral? How is it that we turn Bryte Lyfe into a household name? Because we know that what we have is unique. What we have is proprietary. What we have is cutting edge. Nobody else has what we have. We know we have all of this information. We know that we have this incredible experience. We have this incredible product. We have this incredible compensation plan. We have this incredible loyalty program. We have the best customer appreciation program. I mean, we literally have the best of everything. But how do we get the word out without scaring people, without selling to people? How do we share the message in a unique way where it's comfortable to people, where it's not pushy, where it's not salesy? And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is how we design this message and start distributing all of these facts and all of this information so that it gets to people and it's out in the marketplace and it's on social media and our truth gets louder every single day. So one of the things that I think is very important to understand is that right now, up until this point, you've had to basically kind of figure out what it was that, was a good post. So what we're going to do going forward for you is we've created templates and we have put them into different categories for what you're going to be sharing. And that way you don't have to come up with something catchy. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to try to spend a lot of time with ad copy and content. We're going to create a system that will allow you to just take what we share inside of the members only group, and you can share it on your social media pages, and you can share it the way we teach you how to share it so that it's uniform and it's consistent and it's accurate and it's authentic and it's not salesy. So that's literally what we're going to do moving forward, because up until this point, everybody's just kind of been doing their own thing. And I have to be honest, I don't post very much Bryte Lyfe stuff on my personal page because, when I started in this industry 30 years ago, it was a different age because we didn't have social media back then. And so when social media started, I was reluctant to share any of my business content on social media because I used to do a training, and I talk about it in my book, where your goal should be to be social on social media, not social. And some of that has shifted over time because now, most companies and businesses are on social media. They're promoting their brands, they're promoting their products, their services. It wasn't that way 10 years ago, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, because there was no Facebook. I mean, it was basically the beginning of Facebook and MySpace. So this has been a little bit of a change for me because I don't post a lot of business content. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times when I personally post business content, it's for you. It's for the members. I'm bragging about Bryte Lyfe. I'm bragging about you. And so I'm not really using it to recruit because honestly, I feel like most people know what I do from how I post. I want you to write this down. I want you to write down this thought. Do people know about me from the things that I post, the way that I post, the way that I share posts? Because, see, this is an image thing, this is a brand thing. And I talk about this in my book because you are your brand. At the end of the day, how you are perceived on social media is really how you're perceived in the world because we're so dependent now on social media and the internet that whatever your persona is on social media, whatever your persona is online, is how people perceive you. So the problem is that a lot of you, when you're posting, you're not intentional when you're posting. You just post a post, it's just loosey goosey, and that's fine. But here's the thing. If you would be intentional with your posting and think about the direction, and you think about the message you want to share, the attitude you want to share, the energy you want to share, all of those things come through your post, right? Like, I think we could all agree that, when you see somebody post something on social media, let me just give you just a generic example. Let's say that you see somebody post about their ex. Okay, let's just say you see somebody post about their ex, and it's like a very, like, not nice post. It's an uncomfortable post. Maybe they're talking about how the breakup happened or how they were cheated on or whatever, right? You see these like negative posts. For me, when I see that, immediately I think, whoa, that sucks. I don't want to be in the middle of that. Or, man, that's a bummer. But you know what I always thought to myself was, I don't like sharing that kind of stuff on social media. And part of the reason is, for me, that I feel like, once again, it's how you're perceived on social media, what the attitude is, what the energy is, what the vibe is like. That really is how people perceive you. And so, me personally, if I ever see these kind of really negative, like very Debbie Downer type posts or complainers or people that get crazy about politics or crazy about whatever, like really where you just see that people, like, they're just so far to one direction or about one thing, I tend to shut those people out. I tend to shut those people off. Sometimes I'll just completely unfollow them. Why? Well, because I've just always been under the school of thought that, you want to, be around people that have the same energy that you want to have and that you want to be around. And so if you allow those negative people and those negative thoughts and the ranters and the people that are like, crazy to one side of any kind of topic out there, I just don't want that in my life. The reason I bring this up is because I think we can all relate to that. And so the reason I bring that up is because when you do too much when you sell too much, you talk too much about your business, you're selling too much, all you post about is your business, then I think you do the exact same thing, unfortunately, right? So I'm trying to prepare you and to caution you that you don't want to go too far off the grid in terms of what you're posting and what you're sharing. So you want to be intentional. Now, what that means is I don't want you sitting around thinking for an hour about a post. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to remember to be intentional with when you're posting, the times of day you're posting, the things that you're posting, and you can't go all one way, right? Like you're not going to ever see me where everything I'm posting is Bryte Lyfe. It's never going to happen. I'm testing some different things and I will be giving you guys results and feedback because like I said, this is a little bit of a change for me in some regard because I'm trying to find things that will elicit response that I can share with you, like I'm about to share with this incredible meeting that we had in Sarasota. And so I want you to think about this as we go through this workshop today, because I think if you like come out of this with like your Bryte Lyfe cape, and then all you're doing is posting Bryte Lyfe stuff, and you go spam everybody and you go fill up everybody's feed with just Bryte Lyfe stuff, I think you're probably going to do the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish. And so, like I said, their lies have been louder up until this point. Okay. All of our so-called quote unquote competitors, we need to get better at making our truth louder. But that also means that we need to do it the right way. We need to do it classy. We need to make it where it's not salesy, where it's not gimmicky, where you're not doing all of the same things that they're doing on their posts. And so we are going to go through these posts today, and we're going to start sharing these inside of our social media pages so that we can basically get all of us together posting and sharing the same thing. And so what happens is when we all post the same post, when we all share the same thing, what happens is it starts to trend. It starts to go viral. People start talking about it. And so we've got these different categories that we're going to share with you that you need to be sharing and resharing. And then when you do that, these posts will start to pick up traction. The algorithms will start to pick them up and more people will see them. And then there'll be more comments, there'll be more likes, people will read it, they'll stop. And so we have to be really good at what we're posting. And then we also have to get all of our collective momentum behind all of these posts. So what I want you to do today is I basically want you to raise your right hand and say, I will follow the social media etiquette that Bryte Lyfe is putting out. And I also will do my part to share all of the hot news. Okay, so we're going to go through and talk about all of the different hot news items and things that we want to share. And so I appreciate all of you basically agreeing to play full out, to share when we tell you to share. The things that are going to be easy to share, the things that are going to go viral, especially around the bucket list. That's one of the things that people don't know about. They don't understand. They don't know how it works. We want to make them curious. Okay. And so I know on here it says, pick your top 3 posts and repeat daily. You don't want to post something every single day, but what you do want to do is you want to look at the Bryte Lyfe member page every day and kind of collect your posts. So you want to go through and go, okay, I want to post that. I want to share that. I want to share that. So you need to be going to the community page every single day and looking at what we're sharing, what's hot, what's been shared, because now we're all going to be on the same page on how to share testimonials the right way. We're about to go through all of that. So you're going to have all of this content inside of the groups every day. So every day you want to be in the group looking at what's hot. Now, once again, that doesn't mean you want to post something Bryte Lyfe every day. In fact, I would tell you do not do that, okay? Do not post something Bryte Lyfe related every day. For a lot of you, just starting to post something with Bryte Lyfe once or twice a week is fine, especially if you've not done anything really up until this point. So the best thing to do is to start slow and be very intentional. You want to be very selective with what you're sharing. And then when you share a little more and you start to kind of get in the groove, maybe you go to 3 times a week and you've got enough content in the member group to where every single time you post, it could go viral, it could get reshared. All of these things start to happen because we want to share from the ad tag message group because those stories, those testimonials. In fact, I want you to write this down before we get into this. Make sure that you are posting your testimonials to not only the member only group, but also to the ad tag message group. And I'm going to show you each page in just a moment. Okay. But here's why we want to share those posts. Okay. You don't want to share the post from the private members only page. You only want to share the post from the ad tag message group because that is an open group. It is very generic. It is a place where you've got social proof. That's where all of the testimonials should be. You should post them both places so that you can see them and we know what's going on. But when you're sharing them, you need to share them from the Bryte Lyfe Insider page when you get your best posts. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Hang on one second, really quick, because this is cut off. Let me just slide this over. All right. Okay, so there are 3 Facebook pages slash groups. Okay, 3. The Bryte Lyfe Insider is the ad tag message group. That is your social proof group. Okay, so everybody wants to add the Bryte Lyfe Insider. That is where you need to be sharing your best testimonials. Okay, so once again, write this down. Always share your best testimonials. And I'm going to talk to you in just a minute about how to share them and what to say. But just remember, that is where you want to primarily share your best testimonials on the membership, okay? Not on the business, okay? So any rank, all right, this is really important, okay? I want to make sure you guys understand this, okay? Any rank business stuff, you want to keep that to the Bryte Lyfe members only page, okay? And I'm going to show you in just a second something that is going to make this easier for you. But what's important to understand is that the Bryte Lyfe Insider is the membership ad tag message, okay? And that is where you add somebody who wants social proof that's already seen a presentation. You tag them in a post. So pick a post. It could be one of the last ones or it could be a good one. And then you want to message them and say, hey, did you see the group that I added you to? This is where all of the crazy testimonials and all the stories from Bryte Lyfe are. That's how we want to use the ad tag message group. Okay. That is the Bryte Lyfe Insider. That is a group. Okay. Then we have the Bryte Lyfe page. That is the public Bryte Lyfe Facebook page. You want to all go add and follow that page. So go like it, go follow it. It is the Bryte Lyfe page. All of the content on the Bryte Lyfe page comes directly from our Instagram page. Okay, so everything that we share on the Instagram page goes automatically to the Bryte Lyfe page. The Bryte Lyfe page is just a public facing brand board. You do not have to share any testimonials or post anything on that page, but we want to support that page. We want to like it. We want to follow it. We want to add it because we want to grow that page. But that page is basically run by AI from Instagram. So that page is just a public facing page where we control the narrative. It's all generic content. It's rep content. It's member content. And eventually, once our B2B program gets really big, we may go out there and trim out some of the business content. We don't know yet. We might have a Bryte Lyfe benefits page that we'll add. So we don't know yet. We'll see in a couple months once some of these new things that we're working on go live. But for right now, the Bryte Lyfe page. Then the second group, which is the one that most of you are in and that most of you are a part of, and that's where most of our content is, our training, our updates, our announcements, that is the Bryte Lyfe members only group. Okay, so on your screen right now, you're seeing 2 groups to the left and the right of the Bryte Lyfe Facebook page. So one page, two groups. Okay. So if you've got your phone right now, you should just literally pick it up right now while you've got it. Let's do this while we're here together. I'm going to go through some more things that I want you to do in just a moment. We're going to do a little kind of a little Jeopardy music for you to get these things done. So pull up your phone right now. If you are not already following the Bryte Lyfe Insider, okay, add yourself to that group, okay, and you need to make sure that anytime you sign someone up, anytime. As soon as you sign someone up, you need to add them to the Bryte Lyfe Insider and you need to add them to Bryte Lyfe members only. And you need to invite them to like the Bryte Lyfe page. This should be like step number one, rule number one. When you get new people signed up is to add them to all of these groups. Okay. So right now, while we're sitting here, I want you to go add those groups, add that page on Facebook right now. And then I want you to go to our Instagram page. Okay. So I want you to go to our Instagram page. I want you to like that. Okay. So go like and follow the Instagram page. Here's the thing. Whenever you guys see a Bryte Lyfe post, here's something else that's really important with the algorithms. Anytime you see a Bryte Lyfe post, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Instagram, you need to like everything and comment on everything. Okay. So stop what you're doing right now. Write this down. Okay. Like and comment on everything. Okay. Like and comment on everything. All right. Every time there's a rank up, every time there's free life, every time there's new bucket list trips, people, all of the things that we're going to go through in just a minute, all of the testimonials, all of the saving stories, everything on all the pages, Bryte Lyfe Insider, members only, Bryte Lyfe page, Instagram page. You should like every single post. You should comment on every single post. Just get in the habit, because here's what happens. The posts that get liked, the posts that get the comments, that's what the algorithms pick up. And those are the things that get shared. Those are the things that go into people's feeds, because anytime you're liking something or commenting on something, it picks it up on the algorithms. Okay. So make sure you go follow the Bryte Lyfe Instagram page. Also add my page on there, like I said, so you can see what I'm posting. So add Wes Melcher on Instagram. Go follow me, follow the Bryte Lyfe page. You'll see all of my posts. You'll see all of my content and all of these things that I'm about to share with you that I've been posting and sharing in the groups. You're going to see that as well. Okay. So while we're doing that, like I said, right now, stop what you're doing. Let's do this right now all together so that we can all win. And we need to get in the habit of doing this with all of our new people. So this is first steps first. Okay. Next thing that we need to do to go viral and help everybody. And a lot of you have done this and I appreciate it, but this is the Bryte Lyfe app in the Apple App Store. Okay. Now, if you're on Android, I want to stop right now. We're going to do this right now. There's no reason to talk about doing it later. So just pull your phone out, go to the App Store right now. So type in Bryte Lyfe, go to the App Store, and do a 5-star review, okay? And leave a review. So put it in the comments when you put in review. So go into the App Store, click a review, put a 5 stars in. If you have Google, go to the Google Play Store, do it right now, pull up the Bryte Lyfe app, okay? Review it, give it 5 stars, and then put a review on there. Say, I got the best deal on this, or I saved 50% on this, I saved 75% on this, or I got a free bucket list trip to the Maldives, I got a free bucket list trip to Tokyo, I got a free bucket list trip to Dubai, I got a free, I got a 5-star trip to the JW Marriott, I got a 5-star trip for free to the Le Meridian Maldives and stayed in an overwater bungalow. Whatever your story is, remember, tell the truth. So if you've used it to book, or you went to Miami, or you went to the red carpet party at Gecko, or you went to Orlando, or you went to Vegas, use something that's real, okay? And put that in your testimonial right now. Go into the App Store, go into the Google Play Store. Remember, all of these things, it's just like liking every post. It's just like commenting on every post. It's getting in the habit of doing these things. This is what causes Bryte Lyfe to start to go viral when we all do this. And so when people log on and they download the app and they see, whoa, there's only 165 ratings. Why is there only 165? Well, we need to have more, right? So we need to get hundreds and then eventually thousands of people to do the reviews and post the 5 stars. We need to get everybody to do this as soon as they download the app. So when you sign up a new person, get them to join the groups, get them to review the app, get them to, leave us. If they don't have a story yet, they can post their story later on the reviews. They can still do the stars on the Apple App Store without actually writing a review. So when they have a review that's legitimate and real, post that. Okay. Remember, our truth is louder than their lies. Okay, so let's make that a theme with all of the things that we're going to be doing and sharing, and this needs to be part of your regular, order of business. We're going to rehash. We're going to go through the Bryte Lyfe blueprint and kind of change it up a little bit. It's going to go through a little bit of a brand refresh on some of this content, and we're going to put it into the Bryte Lyfe blueprint so that you'll have all this. You're going to have this presentation that you're watching right now, so you're going to be able to see all the templates and all the suggestions on things to post. Okay. So here is what I want to shift gears, and I want to talk about what happened to me last week in Sarasota. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know, okay, I moved here to Sarasota it's been about 7 weeks ago. Okay. Now here's what's crazy. Of those 7 weeks, I was in Miami for 2 different weeks. Okay. I was in Mexico. I was traveling to do events and meetings. So I've only probably actually been in Sarasota for maybe 3.5 weeks. Okay. I've been on the road and traveling the rest of the time. All right. So 3.5 weeks. When I moved here, okay, and I talked about this a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but when I moved here, I knew 3 people that lived within an hour of where I moved. Okay, 3. I knew Zeb and Casey Land, and Casey and I have been friends since we were kids in Texas. And they moved here about 4 years ago, and so they just happened to live here. And then I also had my good friend David Hughes, David and Katie Marie. David has spoken at a couple of our events. He's a Lifer 3000 on a very, 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 very part-time basis. We don't see him very often. He has a very successful real estate coaching business, but he's been crushing Bryte Lyfe residuals since the very beginning. And so he is here in this general area as well, lives about 30 minutes from me. So I knew 3 people. I had never even been to downtown Sarasota where I moved before I moved in. I got my place sight unseen. I didn't even know what it was like. I just saw it online. And so this has been a very new place for me. And the reason I bring this up is because there are people, and lots of them, that have been in Bryte Lyfe for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and they've signed up nobody. And that's okay. But to me, it's so surprising when people don't get people involved in Bryte Lyfe. They don't share it with people because it's easy, right? But the thing is that it has to be on your mind. You have to do it. You have to go through the motions. You have to do live events. You have to get on the Zooms. Like there's work involved. It's not called net easy marketing. That's the title of my book. It's called network marketing. How do you do the work? What do you do? Now, it's not hard, okay? It's very easy. It's very simple. It's very duplicatable. All you have to do is talk to people. All you have to do is invite them. I'm convinced that you could drop me out of a plane, okay? Anywhere in the world, and I'm proving it right now, okay? But you could drop me out of a plane anywhere in the world. I don't even have to know now how to speak the language wherever you drop me. So you could put me on a challenge, and you guys are going to see the results here in Sarasota. So you'll be able to come back to this and look at this video, because you could have dropped me anywhere in the world and didn't have to be here in Sarasota. And within 60 to 90 days, this is going to be the top market in Bryte Lyfe. It's going to be the top market. It'll have the most leaders. It'll have the most sales. It'll have the biggest meetings. It'll have the most consistent events. Why? Well, because I'm committed to making that happen. And just like it happened in Dallas, and we did the meeting in Dallas Thursday nights at the Foundation Room for over a year, every Thursday night, rain, snow, sleet, or shine, we did it, and consistently putting in more people than any other market over the last year. Now, there are other markets that are starting to grow now, and they are adding live events. And where people are adding live events, people are getting consistent results. Okay. And we've got new teams in Dallas. We've got teams in Memphis. We've got teams around the country in Illinois and other places that are starting to do live events. And you'll see where the live events pop up is where you're going to get the results. Okay. So what I'm about to share with you, this only works Okay. And I posted this in the group, in the members only group last week. I shared this video, I shared this post. So you could literally copy it verbatim. Okay. And you have to do a live event. This only works for a live event because I called it a networking event. Okay. And the format, I'm going to go through in just a moment with you, but I want to show you what happened. Okay. So this is the post on the left side of the screen. Okay. I posted it and I joined when I moved here. I joined every group on Facebook. And here's what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to, and here's the thing, this is extra. Okay. This is extra activity. This is bonus. This should not be your only way of building. This should not be the only thing you're doing. All the rest of you live somewhere where you know people. You have a warm market. You have people you can invite. You have people that you can present to. You have people that you can get to come to a happy hour or come to a Bryte Lyfe night or to come to a Zoom. And you know people other places. So this is all meant and designed to be extra. If I knew more people, because here's the thing, all the people that I knew in Sarasota, all three of them, they all came to my first few events that I did here. First one we had like three or four, it was me and Casey and a couple of their guests. Then we had like 7 to 10. And then we had like another one with like 12. And then we had this big event last weekend where we had over 25 people and basically everybody was a first time guest. Everybody was a guest. Okay. So this is like I said, this is meant to be extra. This is not meant to be the only way you're building. This is not meant to be the only thing that you're doing, but you do have to do this live event every single week if you want this to work. Okay. Because as soon as we were done with this event on Saturday last week, we announced the next one, which is going to be this Tuesday. So we did this one that you're about to see on a Saturday. I posted this. This is what's crazy. I posted in all these groups because here's the thing. Zeb and Casey are they're new to working the business. David Hughes owns 3 different companies and a huge real estate coaching business, and they sing in the church and they've got a million things going on. So for me, I knew I had to do it myself because I was out here basically starting from zero, starting from scratch. And so I knew that when I put this event together, we decided that we were doing it after the Super Saturday. We had some of the leaders from the area come up from Tampa, and we had a Super Saturday. We got together and we basically followed up on these posts because I had only made them a day or two before. So I got all of these results and all of this activity in a couple of days. Now, I don't think that you should do it 24 to 48 hours before. I think it should be a little bit further. So this week I posted it on Wednesday late because it was exactly 6 days until the event. Okay. So I think because number one, if you get really good results, they're going to block you on how many people you can message and how many people you can friend. So I couldn't even follow up. I had to have Sean, one of our new guys that we just signed up, I had to have him go through and message people, but it wasn't as effective because Sean wasn't the one who made the post. So they were like, who's this Sean guy? But I couldn't message him because it wouldn't let me message anybody else. It limits every 24 hours how many new people that you're not friends with that you can message. So you have to be kind of careful and intentional. You don't want to post at a bunch of places and have 200 or 300 responses and you can't get to everybody because you're getting blocked by Facebook. So you don't need to post it everywhere right out of the gates. But here's what I want you to do. And while we're sitting here right now, I want to get in the habit of us doing this while we're talking about it. Okay. So pull out your phones and I want you to look for some groups in your area where you live. Okay. So let's say you live in Frisco, Texas. Okay. I want you to look up Frisco, Texas groups, right? And just put in Frisco, Texas groups and see what shows up. Then when you're in Frisco, you could search things like Frisco networking, Frisco business owners, Frisco entrepreneurs. You can look up Frisco golf. You can look up Frisco entertainment. Okay. You're going to find if you're single, you can add singles groups. So maybe you want to do Frisco singles. If you're not single, don't do the singles groups. Okay. That could be bad. But you can add the singles groups. If you're part of a church or you have a religious belief or whatever, you can find groups like that. You can also find foundations, nonprofits, places where you could volunteer. I love getting involved in the community. I've already volunteered. I'm already plugged into a church. I'm plugged into a volunteer organization already. I also am part of a golf networking group. I love my golf networking group. I played again on Thursday. And so they do it every Thursday. It's in the afternoon. It's a business networking. I found it about a month ago. So I've played 3 times now. I've been in town on 3 Thursdays since I found it. I've played every Thursday. Um, and that's been a great group for me. I've already recruited multiple people out of that group, and I've made some really good friends. So I love that. And so that's one of my New Year's resolutions for me personally is to play more golf this year. So I joined the golf networking group. And, it's a 9-hole thing. It's a scramble. It's every Thursday. And it's awesome. And, one week there was like 50 guys. Another week there was like 20 or 30. I mean, it changes every week, but this is just more. I mean, there's new people every week. Josh, the guy who runs the group, he's going to be coming to the event on Tuesday that I'm doing here. And I think he'll get involved. He's already kind of looked up what we're doing because he's seen my posts. We're friends on social media. And so this is just getting engaged and it's just keeping your business in the forefront. When people ask me what I do, this is my response now. Okay. You should write this down. When people say, what do you do? Say, I'm part of a digital country club or I own a digital country club. And you could say the same thing. You don't have to be the owner of the company to own the digital country club because you are an independent rep. You are an influencer of Bryte Lyfe. And so you can say, I'm part of a digital country club. I own a digital country club. And that should be your elevator, like one liner, because here's the thing. And I don't think it's happened so far. Every time I've told someone, when they ask what I do, I say I own a digital country club. You know what? Every single person here, I just want to just really quick, I'll let you guys guess. Okay. So type your guess into the chat what the number one response is when I tell someone that I own a digital country club. All right. I want to just see, just type it into the chat. First thing that comes to mind, what you think people say to me when I tell them I own a digital country club. What do you think they say? I also want your phones out. I want you guys adding your groups. I want y'all doing this while we're talking about it. This is a working training. This is a working lunch. I want you guys sitting here doing this stuff. I don't want you writing it down. I want you doing it. There's no reason. I mean, you're not talking. Most of y'all's cameras are off. You could be doing this right now. So you could be adding these groups. You could be joining these groups, golf, entertainment, nightlife, concerts, right? So put in Frisco concerts or wherever your city is. So you could be looking at concerts, you could be looking at entertainment, you could be looking at golf, you could be doing singles, you could be doing, religious organizations, whatever it is that is your hotspots, whatever you want to do, whatever you want your life to be about. But here's the thing, I am constantly thinking about what I can do to build my Bryte Lyfe brand, what I can do to bring in more recruits, what I can do to expose more people. I'm exposing everybody. Last night at dinner, I went to a dinner with one of the guys that I met that came to the event on Saturday. He's signing up as well. He's going to be bringing guests on Tuesday night. I mean, here's the thing. I met with him yesterday. We had dinner last night. We got both of the waiters that we went to 2 different places. We got both of the waiters' numbers that waited on us. And so here's the thing. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly recruiting. I'm constantly talking to people. I'm getting business cards. I'm getting phone numbers. All the guys that I played golf with on Thursday, guess what? They're all coming on Tuesday to the networking event. So are you keeping your business on the forefront? Are you keeping it out there? Are you using the 5-foot rule? Are you exposing everybody? Because here's the thing. If you're not putting sales in, if you're not signing people up, you're just not exposing. You're just not inviting. It's that simple because literally all I've done since I've moved here is try to meet people, network, and sign people up. And I've been doing it. Okay. Look at this post. All right. I'm hosting a sunset networking mix and mingle with free drinks on the rooftop of my building in downtown Sarasota tomorrow. If you want to meet local business people and enjoy travel, golf, boat days, or concerts, then comment info and I'll get you the info. Okay. Now, that was what I posted. Okay. You could change it, tweak it, but remember, this has got to be a live event. So you've got to do it at a place where it's group friendly, and we'll talk about some of the setup in just a minute, okay, when I walk you through how we did it and the structure in just a second. But before I move into that, I want to show you what happened, okay? So look at this. Look at these results on this post. You guys see this? From one post, it's still scrolling. I had over 170 people comment on this one post, and this was only in one group. Do you see this? This is literally one post, and this happened in 24 hours from when I posted it to when we had the meeting on Saturday. I want you to look at this one more time. Look at all of these 154 comments. Okay. And I got cut off. I couldn't even respond to all of them. I still have to go through this weekend and go respond to people from the old post while I'm responding to people from the new post that I made on Wednesday. It wasn't salesy. I didn't say anything about Bryte Lyfe. I didn't post the meeting information publicly. I want to be the gatekeeper. I want to control the information. Okay. So that's why I had them post info. I want to follow up with them individually, and I'll show you how in just a second why the turnout was so good. Okay. But now let's shift gears to the meeting. Okay. You need to do this meeting at a place, all right, that is friendly for a group where you can talk and hear yourself. So don't go to a place that has live music or that's really loud, okay? Bad for networking, all right? When you're trying to get people to mix and mingle and meet each other and you're meeting people, you don't want to be at a loud place, okay? So my building has a common area that I can reserve, and so that's where I did it. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to do this at your building or your house. You can get somebody on your team. I guarantee you there's somebody in your team, or if not, this is a reason to go recruit them. Go recruit somebody who lives in a building that you know has a common area that's just like this that you can use. Or if you know of a restaurant or a bar or a grill, a place where you know that on a weeknight they're going to be dead at happy hour, I try to do these events between 5 and 7 p.m. So usually we'll do a 5 o'clock start, or 5 o'clock, we'll call it 5 o'clock networking, and then 5:30 start. Okay. And then, or you could do 5 o'clock mix and mingle and then 5:30 networking instead of calling it start. And so what we're going to do is we're going to let everybody come in. Everybody's going to mix and mingle, try to introduce everybody, the new people, introduce them to the existing members, try to meet all the new people. This works really well as you get going when you got multiple members. Now, here's the crazy part about last week. It was just me and Zeb. Okay. So basically, me and Zeb had to basically meet all 25 people because Casey was working. Sean got there too. Sean had a couple of his own guests. So he was talking to them. So Zeb and I basically had to meet 25 prospects that I had never met before. I'd never met any of these people. I even, one of the couples, I met them from my building. They came from my building. So I literally didn't know a single one of them. There was one return guest from a previous meeting. And so Zeb and I had to basically go mix and mingle and introduce everybody, 25 brand new people. Okay, so let me show you what the vibe was like. Once we got started with the presentation, we allowed everybody to go around the room and do like a 30 to 60-second infomercial of who they are and what they do. So whatever their business is, they could do a quick shout out to whatever it was. And so we went around and did all 25 people, 30 to 60 seconds, took probably about 20 minutes, okay, to go around the room. Some people were faster than others. It's always going to be that way. But before I started anything Bryte Lyfe, that's what we did. So everybody mixed and mingled. And because there was so many new people, it was probably about 45 minutes to an hour instead of it being 30 minutes like it really should be. Because if you have enough members that can help you with your new people and there's not such a heavy overload of brand new prospects, I had over 20 prospects. I've already signed up 7 of the 20 plus. And I think by Tuesday, I'll probably have at least half of them signed up because they all want to be in before Tuesday. Because I told them, hey, those of you that get in now, I'm going to sign you up. And then everybody that signs up on Tuesday is going to be on your team. So people are already seeing what's happening. They want to be part of this. And here's the thing, there were a lot of people that I couldn't respond to, that I didn't get to, that saw the message later. They commented info like 2 hours before the meeting. I still have to go through and invite all those people, okay? But once we went around the room and did the everybody do your 30 to 60-second infomercial, then I started telling my story of Bryte Lyfe, how it came to be, why I was in Sarasota, and this is what the vibe was like for the room. And for me, I got together with a group of friends and we started a company in 2005 called World Ventures. And I was the youngest of the founders. There were four of us. And we took that company from 0 to $1 billion in 9 years. And we did over $4 billion in revenue over the 13 years that I was there. But the problem was that we couldn't keep up with the demand. Scale became the biggest problem because none of us had ever started a billion-dollar company before. So that's what the vibe was like. And then it was a very shortened presentation. I didn't do heavy comp plan. I just mentioned, hey, we have this way where you can do profit sharing with the business, because we ran really late because there were so many new people. It was a little bit, kind of jumbled because there were so many prospects, and it was just me and Zeb basically on crowd control. So now what I want to do is I want to show you why I had such a good turnout. Okay, because here's the problem. All right. Most of you not knowing what we're talking about today, if you would have posted something like that and you would have had people comment info, oh, you know what? I never went and saw what you guys put in the comments. Hold on. Whoa. I forgot I was waiting for you guys to do that. How does that work? What is it? What is it about? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is that? How does it work? What is that? What is that? What is that? You're exactly right. So when I tell people that I'm part of a digital country club or I own a digital country club, they all say, what is it? And I go, man, it's crazy. Like if I told you, you wouldn't even believe it. I'm constantly trying to push people away. I'm not trying to sell them, convince them. I'm not like, oh my gosh, it's so great. It's so awesome. Like you can get 60% off to 70% off and you can get all these deals and it's so great. And they give you this free trip and I'm going to the Maldives and it's so awesome. You got to sign up because nobody else has signed up with me. I don't know why they haven't, but you could be the first one to sign up. Right? You would do the same thing in this chat. When somebody said info, you'd be like, here's the flyer. Notice where the flyer is. Okay. This is one person. Okay. That came. Look on the left. These are the sequence of messages. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The first one on the left, then the second one in the middle, and then the third one where you see I finally gave him the information for the Saturday night event. Okay. So this all happened within 24 hours. Okay. But I didn't want to just, as soon as they said info, send them a flyer. That is not the way it works. You're doing the same. If you make my post and then they comment info and all you do is slap a poster on there or send them the poster, it's no different than just posting the poster in the chat, in the message. I mean, it was completely pointless to do it the way that I did it if all you're going to do is send the poster. Instead, what I did was with every single person, every single one, I got to know them. I asked about them. I didn't want to make them feel like they just responded info and I was sending them a poster. Nobody would have shown up. Instead of having 25 people there, I would have had none. If all I would have done is just slap the poster in the message whenever I sent it to them, no one would show up. The same reason why no one would ever show up at one of your meetings if all you did was just post the poster somewhere. If you guys have ever done that, please don't do that. The only reason I post posters of meetings is for y'all. This is for the members, right? The poster is not for guests. The poster is for members. It's for a personal invite. It's for a personal gift to someone. You should never, in fact, write this down right now. Stop what you're doing and write this down. Right? I will never, ever post a meeting publicly. Write it down. It should be like Bart Simpson. You should write it like 100 times on a chalkboard. I've told you guys, there's several of you that I've seen you do it, and I try to police you as much as I can. But nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to be herded. Nobody wants to be a sheep. Nobody wants to be cattle. They don't want to come to something that you're just promoting everywhere and you're just like, anybody can come. The more the merrier. Like, everybody should just show up. Everybody should just come. That's not what works. People want to feel included. They want to feel special. They want to feel connected. They want to feel invited. We're living in this world right now where everything is digital. People are longing. This is the perfect, you want to talk about the perfect storm of our digital country club? We have an opportunity to take something that's digital, okay, a digital product, a digital membership, and make it physical, make it real with real life activities, with travel, with memories, with experiences, with peak life experiences. So you're never going to get anybody to come to your meetings by just posting a poster on social media. Never. It's never going to work. It's never going to happen. People do not want to be sold. They don't want to be promoted to. They want to feel included. They want to feel like they belong. They want to feel like you thought enough of them to make a 2-minute phone call. You're asking, this is what's so wild to me, okay? And it's a little bit of a soapbox, so you just have to bear with me. But it's so wild to me that you're asking someone to get on a Zoom and give up 30 minutes of their life, which they can never get back. And time is our most valuable asset. If you don't realize that yet, you're just probably not old enough, because I realize that now more than ever. Time is something that we cannot get back. So you're asking someone to give up 30 minutes of your time, and you think it's enough to just post a message on Facebook, to post a blast or put a poster up. You think that's enough of a reason for someone to give up 30 minutes of their life? Or if they're coming to your live event, they have to get in their car, they have to drive in traffic, they may have to get gas, they may have to arrange their kids, they have to make arrangements for things, and then they're come to your event. This event on Saturday night, I mean, I still had people here at like, we started it at 5, okay, because we did it after the Super Saturday. We made calls and invites all morning at the Super Saturday. And we said it started at 5 and that it was supposed to start at 5:30. That did not happen. I already told you we were like 45 minutes to an hour. So it was like 6 before I ever was into my presentation, maybe even 6:15. I still had people there at 8. There were people hung around asking questions, wanting to meet people, networking. Everybody gave each other their numbers. Everybody's like, when is the next one? We promoted the next one. We told them it was going to be Tuesday night. So, that was the vibe. Everybody wanted to feel included. So if you, that means that some people, they left their house in Sarasota around 4:30, and they didn't get home until 9. That's 5 hours. 5 hours of their life. So tell me why you think sending a mass text or posting on Facebook, posting your meeting, posting your flyer, putting your poster up, you think that's sufficient to get someone to give up 5 hours of their life that they'll never get back? And you wonder why you don't have anybody signing up. You wonder why you don't have anybody joining your team. You're posting it on Facebook, or you think that, well, I'll just text, I'll just send them a group text, I'll just send them a mass message like, hey, get on this Zoom. I don't, if you don't treat it like basically you're asking someone to sacrifice 5 hours of their life that they're never going to get back, or at a bare minimum on the Zoom, 30 minutes that they're never going to get back. If you don't treat that with the utmost respect, you are not going to get good results. You've got to treat people with a massive amount of respect, because you are asking for their most precious resource, time, and they're never going to get it back. So every single one of those people that you saw, the 150 that Facebook would allow me to, I had this exact same kind of message. I had the exact same kind of conversation. I could put everyone that showed of the 20 plus people, I could put every one of them on my screen, and all of the messages look almost identical to this one. So this guy comments info, first message. I say, hey, Justin, what area do you live in? I'm in South, because some of the places I posted was new to Sarasota. There's a couple of, I just moved to Florida or just moved to Sarasota. So some of them I was posting in that group. And so a lot of those people were like, I'm new too. And so my first post, I also shared in those groups on the Facebook group. You can go see it from a couple weeks ago. I said, just introduced myself. And so that post is in the Facebook group. You can go find it later. But so a lot of these messages are from people that are new to Sarasota or live in Sarasota. So I use the angle of where do you live? What area? What part of town are you in? I'm kind of learning my way around. I'm trying to meet people. That was my vibe. That was my angle. Okay. So, hey, Justin, what area do you live in? He's like, I'm in South Sarasota. Awesome. How long have you been here? Almost 5 years now. Single father of two. Came down with a wife. No longer. Ha ha. How about you? I go, nice. My daughter just started at Riverview. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oops. I go, I get it. I'm a single dad also. My daughter is 15 going on 21 and is with me the majority of the time. See how so here's the thing. This is called match and mirror. Okay. Match and mirror. When you're talking to people, you want to match and mirror whatever it is that they're communicating, how they're communicating to you. This is one of the greatest skills you can ever develop as a networker is to match and mirror. Okay. So you'll notice in all of my conversation, I match and mirror whatever their tone is, whatever their attitude is like. That's literally what I do. Okay. So match and mirror. So you notice, okay, he said, single father of two came down with a wife, no longer, ha. So what was that? That was a joke. So when I responded, I match and mirror. I say, I get it. I'm a single dad also. My daughter is 15 going on 21. Okay. Ha. Like, LOL, like match and mirror, right? And so I said, so 18-year-old girl about to go to college, 13-year-old boy headed into high school. I go, what high school do they go to? Sarasota, but doing dual enrollment. So taking classes at SCF this year. And then I said, nice. My daughter just started at Riverview when we moved. And then he said, where my son intends to go next year, they grow up fast, but we got to remember to have fun too. Been a struggle. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm like, bro, are you free this evening for this event at 5 o'clock? So all of this happened, and basically the conversation went later into the evening. I had still not even, he commented info. Okay. I'm almost a full day into chatting with him, and I haven't even shared with him the details for the meeting that he commented info for. Do you see how I don't just, as soon as they respond, hit them right there? That's not people. Like I said, people do not want to be herded. They do not want to be sheep. They do not want to be cattle. You can't just hit them with the poster or with the meeting info. You've got to build a relationship. You've got to make a connection, or there's no reason for them to give up their most precious asset. Okay. And that's why, really, starting with the people that you know, that you care about, that you have a relationship with, people that know you, like you, and trust you, they'll all listen. They'll all give you 30 minutes. That's what's crazy. If everybody on here would just start in their A's in their phone today when we're done, and they would just call for tomorrow night's Zoom, you could have as many. I had over 20 guests at this meeting last week. You saw it. You're seeing the messages. I mean, this is no BS. Okay. From scratch. But all of you live places where you know people. You could have 20 people on the Zoom tomorrow night. You could have 20 people at an event tomorrow night. You could do it at your house. You don't have to do it on a rooftop. You don't have to do it at a restaurant. You could do this exact same thing at your house. You can invite everybody over. And if you would take the same approach, care, compassion, concern, genuine interest, value, and create that value and just start in the A's in your phone, you could hit Lifer 1600 in a week. You could hit Lifer 3000 in a month or 60 days. If all you did was just learn the skill of inviting, you could get everybody that's in your phone or in your social media into a live event or at a Zoom, period. I'm convinced. Okay. You're just not doing it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's this simple. It's right in front of you. This is the formula. It's not about what you say. Okay. It's not about what you say. It's just how you say it. That's it. That's all that matters. Okay. So now let's get into how you say all of the other things that we're going to be talking about. How do you share the other things on social media to make Bryte Lyfe go viral? Okay. Now, here are some things that I want you to write down. Okay. I want you to write these things. Actually, before we get to this, hold on 1 second. All right. Here's what I want you to do really quick. Before we get in, because this is a little bit of shifting gears. So we're talking about this event that we just had in Sarasota. The next one is coming up on Tuesday night. All right. So I've already got a lot of people confirmed for Tuesday night. I think I'm sitting at probably like 17 RSVPs already for Tuesday. And I'm planning on being on my phone all day today. Like, you guys don't even want to see my messages and my all of these posts. I mean, it's crazy. It's wild. I mean, my box is full constantly. My message request is full. Thank you guys for posting in the group that we were starting this training. I'm seeing your alerts. Um, all right. So, like, here's one Sarasota nightlife. There's three messages there. I haven't responded to them yet because I'm already blocked on Facebook for 24 hours. So I was messaging people last night. It blocked me again. So now I have to wait until tonight to message more people. But once again, I'm trying to make it personal. I'm trying to make it direct. I'm trying to create a relationship. So I'm not going to cut corners. I'm not going to post the posters. If I don't get to everybody, I'll just roll them into the next week. I'm going to go back to the one from last week and I'm going to try to pick up some of the stragglers from those as well. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to decide right now, okay, everybody who's watching this, before we get into the new, because it is changing, shifting gears a little bit. We'll be out of this meeting talk. I want you to decide this week what meetings you're committing to, right? Because I think it starts with you first, right? If you're not committed to the meeting, if you're not committed to the Zoom, mentally it makes it hard. So this is the thing that switched for me, right? Because I had to do this presentation at 5 o'clock in Sarasota because as part of the Super Saturday, it was on the calendar. So I had to do that 5 o'clock meeting because it was on the corporate calendar. It was the day of our Sarasota Super Saturday. So I put that meeting together and I was like, well, I may have people here from Tampa. There were some people that drove in. I've got to make sure. I took it upon myself to make sure that there was guests there, that there was prospects there. I'm in a brand new market, and like I said, the couple people that I've already signed up are brand new also. So I took it upon myself to fill the room. So I was like, I'm gonna make it or break it this meeting. And the thing is as soon as you make that decision, okay. Um, Sorry, I just saw thought somebody had a question. Um, yeah. Um, as soon as I made that decision, I started posting in those groups, right? Because I knew I'm like, man, it's up to me. If it's gonna be, it's up to me. Write that down. If it's gonna be, it's up to me. This is why I want you to have this conversation with yourself right now. Because if you're not committed mentally to be on to have your weekly live event, if you've not done it before, you're probably already having a conversation with your subconscious right now. Um, because your biggest challenge, in my opinion, is oftentimes ourself. So your subconscious winds up being your biggest battle because you kind of people take the attitude like, well, I'll go if I have guests coming, right? This is a thing that I would hear because I built World Ventures, 365,000 people on my team. I built it all warm market, all live events. There was no Zoom. Zoom didn't exist. So I had 365,000 people on my team, all from live events, period. So I would have members that would say things like, well, I'm not going to go unless I have guests. Red flag. This should be like, can't even make sounds right now. I'm losing my voice. Should be like, red alert, red alert. If you say that or think that, this is an internal battle that you're having with your subconscious. Because if you're saying, I'm only going if, well, you're not going. So you've not committed to be at the meeting or to do the meeting or to be on the Zoom if you're not going. So how are you going to be able to get others, the people that are in your circle and or complete strangers? I mean, once again, all of you, pretty much everybody on here, you live where you've been living, you live where your warm market is, you could fill up a room. And so you're not going to get others to come to something that you're not even committed to yourself. I mean, and this is the thing we got to talk about with Orlando, right? I mean, if you're not signed up for Orlando, and we're in the middle of a contest right now where all you have to basically do is just sign up for Orlando, sign one person up, and get one person on the Zoom, and you go into a drawing for $2,500, like your whole vacation in Orlando is paid for. All you have to do is sign up for Orlando, make one sale, one sign up, and get one guest on a Zoom. That was all you had to do to get into the contest for Orlando. And by the way, we're going to extend the contest because there were a lot of people that we were doing the international Zooms the first week of the launch. People thought we were continuing to do them. So then Denson hopped on. So we had some people on. We didn't get all of the guests. So that's why I posted in the group the other day. Make sure that your guests are saying that you invited them. We're asking now and making sure that we're getting all of the guest names. So we're going to extend it. Okay, and you'll hear about that tomorrow night, but we're not going to do the drawing tomorrow night. So we're going to extend it. So you've still got a chance to get registered for Orlando. But here's the thing: it's a mental battle. If you're not registered for Orlando, in my opinion, you are not serious about the business. You are not committed. It's kind of like, well, I'll go to Orlando if I make some money. If I get some people to go with me, I'll go to Orlando. If I get some people from my team to go to Orlando, I'll go to Orlando. No, you won't. No, you won't, because mentally, your subconscious already knows that you're not committed. So how are you going to get people from your team to go to Orlando if you're not even signed up yourself? How are you going to get people to come to a live event if you're not even committed to go? How are you going to get people on a Zoom if you're not committed to be on the Zoom? See, you have to decide. The root word decide, the root of that word, it came from to cut off. To cut off. That's where decide, that's where the word came from. Because when you decide, you basically, there's no turning back. There's no going back. You're committed to being at the event or on the Zoom. So mentally, everybody on here right now, you should do this. You should take your phone out right now. Because here's the thing, if you're not going to Orlando, I just told you, you're not serious about the business. So you should pick up your phone right now. And if you're not registered for Orlando, you should click on the fire icon right there on the app. And you should go in. You can use travel dollars. You don't even have to pay out of pocket. You can use your travel dollars. So if you signed one person up, you're going to Orlando for free. So go on here, register right now. Okay. And do it. Because here's the thing, it's the exact same reason why you're not having guests come to the Zooms, or why you're not getting guests at the live event, or why you're not even having a live event, because mentally you're not totally committed. You're not committed with the business. If you're not going to Orlando, if you don't have the meeting set up, you're not committed to have guests there. So you can't put the cart before the horse. Okay. Hang on just 1 second. My ice maker sounds like it's about to explode. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so gave you a second to get registered for Orlando, but also I gave you a second to decide what day this week you're doing a live event, even if it's just you and two people or three people or four people. I mean, I just showed you how I filled a room on 2 days' notice. So you guys have no excuse. I mean, you could all do a live event where you could sign up 5 to 10 people. You could have more. I mean, I'm going to probably wind up, from the people that were there last week, I think I'll probably wind up before Tuesday. I'll have at least 10 to 12 of them signed up, and a lot of them will be bringing people on Tuesday. We could have 30 or 40 people, maybe even 50. I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of work to do between now and Tuesday, but you could do the same thing. And it just starts with you. So you have to decide which Zooms you're going to be on, when you're going to do your live event. You have to make the decision. You have to cut off. There's no turning back. You do it rain, snow, sleet, or shine. It's not this, well, I'll do it if people show up, or I'll get on there if I have a guest. It's the same thing as saying, I'll go to Orlando if my team will go to Orlando, or if I can get somebody to come with me, I'll go. These are weak responses. These are weak answers. You cannot get where you're trying to go. You're not ranking up. You're not getting residual income with those responses. If I have guests, I'll get on the Zoom. If I have, there's people, and David's on here. Was on like every 1 o'clock Zoom. He's on almost every 9 o'clock Zoom. He lives in Canada. He's a perfect example. There's several of you that are on every time. And to me, that is a huge mental battle that you're winning. You are winning because you're getting there regardless of whether your guests show up or not because you're mentally committed. Same thing with Orlando. I'm telling you, some of you right now just took your phone out and registered for Orlando. I can actually go in and see it right now. So if you're committed, if you're serious, if you want to rank up, if you're committed to your Bryte Lyfe business, then you should register for Orlando right now. And we have about 40 people, 40 some odd people on here on the Zoom right now. And I can actually log on right now and see. And here's the thing, I'm talking about it and I'm telling you, if you're not registered for Orlando, if you're not in Orlando, you're not serious, you're not committed because it's a mental thing, right? It's just like you're not going to have people on the Zoom if you're not getting on the Zoom. If you're not on the Zoom for sure, if you're not having a live event, you're not going to have people there. You're not going to be able to invite people if you're not committed. Um, so I can actually see right now if anybody actually went in and did this right now while we're talking. Okay, so nobody's logged in since we've done there. You have to obviously put your information in. Um, but I do want to give props to, we've got a bunch of people from the Dallas area. The new team there, Alaric and Autumn and Yolanda, they all just registered in the last 24 hours. All the people from Sarasota, Zeb and Casey, many others have registered in the last couple of days. Some other new people from Sarasota that just registered. So we've had a lot of people get registered for there. And I know several of you that are already registered. Props to you for being committed. But I'm just saying this is one of those times where I'm just telling you these are the things that are necessary. These are the things that you need to do. And once you're doing these things, you're getting in the habit. It's just like going to the gym. It's just like, it's just like training a muscle. You start doing it. I'm doing this meeting in Sarasota every week. So I had dinner last night with the guy that I just signed up. He's a big time networker. That's literally what he does. He's never done network marketing, which is interesting, but he runs two of the biggest groups. So the groups that I've been posting on, he's one of the admins for the group. So yesterday when I was getting him signed up, we're talking about what my plan is for Sarasota. So I said we're going to be doing the Tuesday night event. I haven't decided when and where it's going to be on a weekly basis because right now I don't know where it'll fit. So I mean, if we have 50 people, I'm going to be very limited on where I can do it. So that's a positive problem. But my room will hold it here for at least until I get probably 60, 70 people. But I'm paying for all the drinks and the rooms. So it's like, I'm paying for it, but I'm investing in my business right now. I'm wanting to grow it in a way that's comfortable, that'll work and that'll fit. And that's a good environment and it's nice. The sunset's great. So I told him I'm going to be doing it every week and I want to add a business luncheon. I killed it with business luncheons back in my World Ventures days. And it works really well when you have a lot of business owners because they want to eat lunch. They got to eat lunch. Everybody has to eat. So doing it at a central place that's got parking, people can get in and out. You have a preset menu. I've talked about these in the past. And so I told him within the next week, I'm going to have my first business luncheon. So I'm going to be doing one business luncheon a week and one evening happy hour mix and mingle networking event in Sarasota. And then once things get rocking in Sarasota, I'll probably move into St. Pete or maybe into Tampa, maybe south, and we'll do some events there. But this is what I do. I mean, and I can go anywhere and start from scratch and have it going again and do the exact same thing. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's the exact same thing. I did the same thing in Dallas. And so it's so easy if you just get in the habit of doing it. And so I wanted to make sure we talked about that first. And so I hope that you all just wrote down what night this week you're doing a live event, what nights this week you're getting on the Zooms, because you need to be mentally committed. And hopefully those of you that didn't register for Orlando you'll do it now or do it as soon as we're done. I would suggest just doing it now and getting it out of the way, getting it done. It's such a mental battle that you're fighting and that you're going through yourself with your subconscious. And so these are things that'll really help you. So let's go back to our presentation now. We're going to go through these templates and talk about posting and sharing. Okay. All right, now I want to give you some ground rules and some suggestions for all of these posts. Okay, so before we get into these specifics, okay, here are your biggest things to do and not do. Okay, first thing is you never want to post your website, you never want to post any meetings, you never want to post your link. You never want to have any way where you could sell anything. So if there's ever any way you could sell it or sign someone up or they could see a presentation or a video, you absolutely never want to post that. So you never post videos, you never post your sign up link, you never post any meeting posters. We talked about that earlier. Never sell anything or post anything publicly with any kind of sign up message. Okay? That's rule number one. The second thing I want to tell you is the more questions you get asked, the more effective your social media is. Okay? Just like we talked about Digital Country Club earlier, and everybody asking, what is it? It gets you in the mode of answering questions, but being able to pull away and make them, you just like you saw that I did with the guy when I was inviting him to the event last week. I'm not going to just jump in and immediately tell them about the meeting or immediately tell them about Bryte Lyfe. I want to massage it. I want to hold the information. Okay. So you want to make sure that you never post those types of things publicly, and you never want to sell anything. You don't want to be salesy whenever you're posting or sharing. You always want to make people curious. So that means that you don't really want to even use the name Bryte Lyfe. You don't want to describe it. You don't want to call it a membership community. You don't want to call it a club. You don't want to say, hey, I got in this thing. I'm in this thing. People don't like to get in things. They don't know what it is. So you want to make it as vague as possible, okay? Honest, ethical, vague. Those are your three keys. Honest, ethical, vague, okay? Now, the reason I said honest and ethical first is you don't want to be misleading. Remember, our facts, our truth are louder than their lies, okay? We don't have to worry about all of the fake stuff that they're spreading, because eventually when people figure out the MWR loyalty program is complete and total BS, and they're really not getting $2 for every dollar that they're putting in like they're saying, then it'll be their biggest downfall. It was our biggest problem in World Ventures was our loyalty program was broken and it wasn't what we said it was. We didn't know it at the time, but the company couldn't afford it, and so they broke the program, and MWR knew they couldn't afford it from the beginning, and they're letting their people go around and tell people that they pay $1 and they give them $2 in free travel, which is total hogwash. It's total BS. It's not true. It's not real. And so their lies and their bogus posts will catch up with them. People will figure out, if you have 500,000 members, how did you only, and well, if you're pre-launching in North America, you're based in Fort Lauderdale. Your CEO lives in Florida. How did he start the company 13 years ago in Florida and it took him 13 years to launch in the United States? Is that like failure to launch? Like, how bad do you have to be in business for 13 years and never launch in your backyard? I don't understand. Well, and if you have 500,000 members, how do you only have 200 or 300 at an entire country launch event if you have 500,000 members? And if you have 500,000 members, how come there's only one person making over $100,000 a month? I mean, these are things that if you have common sense and you understand the industry, you would ask. But the problem is, once again, okay, they've been loud with their lies. They've been loud with their bogus claims and their bogus posts. Our facts, our truth are louder than their lies. So be congruent, be transparent, but be vague. You want to make people curious. So you want to be intentional with what you're posting. Okay. You don't want to sell. You don't want to market. You don't want to post links. You don't want to talk about signing up, getting in. Like, you want to make people ask you, what are you talking about? What is this? How does it work? What is this? What do you keep posting about? That's when you know you're doing social media right. If nobody's asking you questions, then you're doing it wrong. Simple as that. That's your biggest takeaway. Your biggest bonus is the more questions you're getting asked in social media, then the better your posting is. The more interaction, the more comments, the more likes, the more questions, the more DMs. That's when you know you're doing it the right way. If you're not getting any action, if you're not getting any traction, if nobody's asking you questions, then you're probably not doing it right. Okay. So Here is, in my opinion, and this is why this slide is first, okay? The most important thing for you to share on a regular basis with your Bryte Lyfe business is our bucket list trips. Okay. Now, we are posting these every few days. So the priority is posting if you know someone or it's you want to make a huge deal about that. All right. But if there's not somebody you know, there's not somebody that you can make a big deal about, then generally you want to share this periodically. And I'm suggesting you use this post when you share to your personal page from our either our Bryte Lyfe page or the ad tag message group. Remember, okay, this is a rule that's not on your screen. Don't take the post from the members only group, because what you don't want to do, because it's an open group, you don't want people to click on that post, go to that page, and then they're seeing rep stuff, they're seeing commission stuff, they're seeing recognition stuff, like they're lost, they're confused, they don't know what it is, or they get turned off. So when you're sharing these messages, you're resharing them, you can either copy the photos, okay, and post them yourself, all right? Or you can share from the Bryte Lyfe page, which is public, or from the Bryte Lyfe Insider, which is the ad tag message group, if you're going to take an existing post and share it. Or if somebody else shares a post, you can share their original post if it's not in the members only group. Okay. So once again, these are just some little nuances that are important to understand. You want to post them from our public page or from the Bryte Lyfe Insider page, which is the generic membership page. Okay. When you're posting bucket list trips, I'm going to get into some other business things in just a minute. We're going to talk about some other things. But this is the most important thing. If you have not shared this yet, all right, you need to, all right, go to our Bryte Lyfe page right now. I want everybody to do this. Okay. You can go to the Bryte Lyfe page. There is a post from 4 days ago. It's the top post. It says membership has its privileges. Or you can share the one right underneath it. It says they didn't win a giveaway, they earned it. Costa Rica, Dubai, Maldives. This is Bryte Lyfe. That one you can share as well. Either one of those. Okay. So take it from the public page, share it, and type this message. Okay. I need your advice. Exclamation point, exclamation point. I just got, or if you didn't just get it, I'm going to get one of these free 5-star trips anywhere in the world. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Where should I go? Okay. You're not selling. You didn't say anything about signing up for anything. They don't even know that they can sign up for it or what it is. Okay. All you said was, I need your advice. I'm getting one of these free 5-star trips anywhere in the world. Where should I go? Your whole goal here is to get people to comment and to have people notice it. I want you to do it right now. So I want everybody to stop whatever you're doing and do this right now. If you've already shared one of these in the last couple of days, don't do it. Okay. But if you have not shared one of these bucket list posts with these posters, go take one of those first two from the Bryte Lyfe public page. Or you can go the same messages are in the Bryte Lyfe Insider. Actually, they're not. Oh yeah, they are. Eva, can you make sure that Philip is posting those um in the Bryte Lyfe Insider? I told him to, but they're not in there. The Bryte Lyfe Insider page. Or if you could go take those since you posted a couple of those. Eva, are you there? Can you just give me a thumbs up or a yes? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Um, so yeah, so use them from the Bryte Lyfe page, but they will be Eva will get them into the Bryte Lyfe Insider. We're going to be sharing all of the things that we want you to repost and reshare on that Bryte Lyfe Insider, because remember, that's where if we want eyeballs like looky loos, loosey goosey, like coming around and looking, that's really the page we want them on. That's where we want all of our best testimonials and or the generic company content on the Bryte Lyfe page. The only thing about the Bryte Lyfe page is it does have business posts on there too, but I don't think that's a bad thing. But obviously, I think our preference would be to use the Bryte Lyfe Insider, but those aren't there yet. So for right now, just use one of those from the Bryte Lyfe page. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next. Now, I once again, this is if anything causes us to go viral, it'll be making sure every week. I would do this every week. You can't post the same thing though, okay? So you're gonna have to change up your post. This is the first one, okay? But I'm gonna show you some other things you can say, all right, in just a moment. But this is the one you want to use first, okay? But using this as a template, as a guide, okay? No selling, no signing up, no I got in, or I'm in this, or I joined this thing. Don't say any of those things, okay? You want people to be like, what in the world? What do you mean you're going to go anywhere in the world for free? What? What are you talking about? That's what you want people, that's how you want them to respond. If you're selling, if you're salesy, if you're telling them what it is, nobody's going to ask you that. They're going to be like, oh, he's selling something. She's selling something. If you don't sell anything, nobody can say, she's selling something. He's selling something, right? See, what's crazy is if somebody posts like a before and after picture of weight loss, you know they're selling something, right? Because why else are you posting a before and after photo? When you post something like this, if you do it the right way, people don't even know that you're selling because you're not, right? You're just sharing. So share, don't sell. Write that down. Share, don't sell. If you share when you're posting this, it doesn't have to be exactly this, okay? Because you're going to run out. We're going to give you the templates, but you can't post the same thing every time, okay? So the next one, all right, is this image, okay? And once again, you can post your own. So you don't have to take this post and post it. But this is an example of something that you could do the same kind of tag. I need your advice. I'm getting one of these free 5-star trips anywhere in the world. Where should I go? If you've already posted that, you could take this same image and you could say, the countdown is on. I can't even hardly sleep. It's better than Christmas or something like that, where people are curious. What are you talking about? What is this clock? What is this countdown? Why are you excited like a kid at Christmas? My point is that we're going to give you some templates and things that you can say and the ways to share it, but you can't post the same thing every single time. So you're going to have to take that template, take that formula and adjust it whenever you're posting and sharing, okay? Here are some other testimonials, okay, that are centered around the bucket list trip. So I'm giving you examples of things that you can share to make the bucket list trip program go viral. If we're going to make Bryte Lyfe go viral, our most viral component is the bucket list trip, okay? So, once again, if you've already shared this comment, right, on here, then you could say something like this. When you share these testimonials of your friends, you can tell them what it is. My friends just got back from Dubai. My mind is blown. I'm going to be taking one of these trips real soon. I can't wait to see where I'm going. That's it. Sharing, not selling, no links, no names, no videos, no meetings, no I signed up, no I got in. Just basically saying, hey, these are some of my friends that just got these incredible vacations for free. I can't wait to see where I'm going to be going in 3 months. Okay? But like I said, I've shown you a few different examples of the bucket list program and of the testimonials and of things you can post. If we're going to make the bucket list program go viral, this is what we need you to share. Okay. Now, shifting gears, we're going to talk a little bit about recognition. Okay. Now, this is one where we all need to get better. Okay. We all need to get better. This is the thing that I've noticed that we're getting out promoted on, right? We have just as many people earning residual. In fact, our levels are easier. We have more people. They're doing it faster. We've got people qualifying for free life. Okay. We need to be, anytime somebody ranks up, we need to be sharing it. Okay. We need to be posting it on our pages. You can take the photo. You don't have to take the entire post. Okay. You can save any of these photos on recognition. And you should be recognizing every single person that gets recognized on our pages. Okay. Here's why. Our truth is louder than their lies. Okay. But our truth, I already told you when we started this training today, our truth has not been that loud. Okay. Because we have all these people that are ranking up. We have all these people that are earning free life. We have all these people that are getting recognized, and none of us are sharing it. Myself included. I've done a lot of them. I've shared a lot of them, but I need to share every single one. Okay. Now, here's the thing, we don't have recognition every day. All right. But right now, with the amount of recognition we have, there's no reason why anytime we share recognition, why you shouldn't just share it immediately. This is one you should put a star on, and you should share this immediately. Okay. So when we post recognition posters, we should share this immediately. And this is an example of something you can post. Okay. I right here on the right. So you could take the photo of Aaron getting Lifer 1600. You don't have to share the entire post. You could just take the poster. All right. Because here's the thing, Denson put this in the group. So you don't have to take that. But if you want to know who they are, if it's a bigger recognition and we've got some write up, you can include that information in your post. So you could talk about the person. Okay. But remember, you don't want to take the post out of the member only page. So copy and save the photo or screenshot the photo, whatever is easier for you. And here is something you can share. This is so crazy that a digital country club is doing a profit sharing with its members. This is just one of the many members earning hundreds of dollars in monthly residual. Mind blown. No selling, no explaining, very vague, elusive almost. What is it? Digital Country Club. Once again, you're using buzzwords. Okay. We need to get better at using these buzzwords, using words like AI, using Digital Country Club, using Digital Social Club, using a Digital Lifestyle Club, Digital Lifestyle Community, Digital Country Club Community. These are all things that you could use that we're starting to use in our marketing and our branding. Global Digital Country Club, Global Digital Membership Club, Global Digital AI Platform, okay? Or global AI technology that focuses on travel, sports, music, and entertainment. These are all things that use buzzwords that people stick on, that they pay attention to, and using them makes people ask questions. What is it? What do you mean? How does it work? What is that? I've never heard of. What's a digital country club? What's a digital social club? What's a global AI platform? Any of these things that we've talked about that we've used, these are the buzzwords and the types of things you want to say when you're promoting posters, when you're recognizing things, when you're recognizing free life, any of that, okay? Those are the buzzwords you want to use. Now, I saw this, Ruben's post was awesome. He used AI to reshare our press release, okay? And this was so cool. I loved this. And he took it upon himself. So we share things with you inside of the members only group that are examples of things that you can share, right? You can see what other members are posting. But remember, if our truths are going to be louder than their lies, because they're factual and they're real. We have to get better at sharing our story. We have to get more creative. We have to be intentional. We can't just post to post. We can't just share and copy the link and share it. This is a perfect example of Ruben using AI to share our press release in a cool way. I guarantee you, and Ruben's probably on here. He's almost always on everything. Ruben, are you on here right now? Hold on, I'm just gonna see. Oops, 1 second here. He's not on here right now. I was gonna just ask him if he had some questions or comments from that post. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So once again, get creative with your posts and how you're sharing. We're giving you kind of the templates and some of the things you can use, but obviously, we're going to be continuing to post things in the group that you can use, that you can share. So when we're posting and we're sharing, you're going to be able to take some of the things that we're doing and you're going to be able to share it on your pages. Okay. So that'll be how we keep the information flowing. You can take what we share, the things that Eva is going to be crafting, she's going to be sharing. We're going to be making sure that people have hot testimonials that they're sharing. If everybody is following the program, then we're all going to be posting things that can be shareable and that people can share on their pages. So you'll see the changes and the new things that we're suggesting for you to post as we're sharing them. You can literally take what we're posting and sharing going forward and share it on your pages. We're going to make everything that we share, Eva, myself, Denson, we're going to make it geared towards things that you can share on your pages as well. And then, of course, you want to get creative. Now, this is something that if you have not shared it yet, you definitely need to share this as soon as possible. So if you just did the bucket list trip, you don't want to share this right now, but your next post should be this. Take the mission 100 by 800. This is in the group. It's in this presentation. It's pinned to the top of the members only page. I'm going to go in here and just make sure that it's still pinned. It's a featured post. Yep. It's the second featured post behind the Orlando giveaway that's happening right now. So you can go take this image. It's the second pinned post, featured post on the members only page. Okay. And you want to just take this image. That's it. Take that image and put I am one. That's it. That's all you want to post. Okay. Once again, this is starting to sprinkle, starting to massage in your Bryte Lyfe brand, your new image as you're sharing travel, sports, music, entertainment, lifestyle. Part of that is going to be sharing this information. Okay. Now, you can do other things about Orlando and being in Orlando. You can look at this later, okay? But the first thing you want to do is post that mission 100 by 800. Remember, we're trying to get 100 people to Life for 800. I am one, okay? So we really want everybody to post this and share this, okay? When you get registered for Orlando, that's another thing you can post. You can take the Orlando image, which is on there as well, okay? It's on the profile. So it's on the profile of the members only page. So you can go straight to the profile of the public page, of the member page, of the Bryte Lyfe Insider. You can go to any of those pages. You can take the profile picture. It is the full Orlando image. So it's on all of the pages now. So you can go in there and get that image. And whenever you do get registered for the Orlando event, you want to share that, and we'll give you examples of that on this page here. So you can go here. This was for Miami, obviously, but for Orlando, VIP weekend in Miami, you can do the same thing for Orlando. VIP weekend in Orlando, I can get everything for 75% off. Who wants to join us? Now that's a little bit more salesy, but you're talking about going to Orlando and they don't know why you're going or what it is or how you're getting the deals or whatever. So this is a little bit of an exception where you can post something about the savings because you're committed to going. You're trying to drum up business for Orlando. You're trying to get it out there. And this is a little bit more salesy than the other posts, but it's a great post to try to get some people to join you. Who wants to join me? You could take the 75% off out. You can just put, hey, I'm going to Orlando in June to celebrate with some of my friends. Who wants to join us? All right. And then they don't know what it is and they don't know how much it costs and they don't know how it works. Okay. So, but I think this is one where you can mention savings and get people interested. Here is something you can post on testimonials. Okay. So once again, you don't have to take the post. All right. You can just take the image. You can screenshot it. Okay. And then you can share it that way. So you don't have to share the actual post. Okay. You can just screenshot it and then make your own. All right. And this is something that I'm suggesting you use. And this is kind of the theme when you're sharing your testimonials. Okay. And the reason I like this is because everybody always thinks they have the best prices. Everybody always thinks they can find the best deals. Yeah. For retail, but not compared to wholesale. Okay. So I would post something like this. I thought I knew all the best ways to shop for travel. I was wrong. This is crazy. You could also post something like what we did earlier. Mind blown. My friend just saved $1,400. Mind blown. It doesn't even have to be you. It doesn't even have to be your trip. Doesn't matter. But you don't want to sell. You don't want to tell them how. You want people to go, how? Same thing when you say digital country club. What is that? How is that? How did they do that? So if you sell, so here's the thing, step back, okay, and think before you post, is this going to make people ask me what or how? Okay, so stop there. Look at your post before you click submit and say, is this going to make someone say what or how? How did they get $1,400 off? How did they do this? Okay. How did this guy get 93% off? What is this? See, if you're selling, I'm in this travel club. It's really great. It's called Bryte Lyfe. You could go to my website and sign up right now at www.nobody'severclickingonthislink.com. Right? Or, hey, look at this deal my friend got in my awesome travel club, and you can get on a Zoom tonight at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern at zoomviproom.com, and you can sign up too, just like me. No, none of that. Take the post, screenshot it, okay, and say something like this. Mind blown, 93% off, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. That's it. You want people to ask you what or how. What or how. That's it. That's all you need to remember. Screenshot the story, screenshot the testimonial, and make people ask you what or how. What is that? How is that? How was that? How did they do that? If people are not asking, so just ask those questions before you post anything going forward. Is it going to make people ask me what or how? If I've already told them in the post the what and the how, it's wrong. Okay? If you've already told them the what and the how, Bryte Lyfe is so amazing. It's so great. I just saved $1,400. Mind blown. You already sold. Nobody's messaging you. What or how? Okay. So you can post the same information. You can take the screenshot and you can make people curious. It doesn't even have to be your story. It doesn't even have to be your booking. It doesn't even have to be your trip. Right? You can take it right out of the insider. You can take it right out of the group. You can screenshot the important stuff. You can screenshot the savings, and it doesn't even have to be yours. So if you can post one of these a week that makes people curious, and they're going to be like, how are you getting this? What are you doing? I'm like, what's the deal? If you're selling, nobody's ever going to ask you that. But if you just take a screenshot and show the savings and show the story, and then you post something curious and vague and make people want to ask you, your inbox is going to be full. You're going to have everybody wanting to know what it is. But if you're telling everybody and you're posting your meetings and you're posting your links and you're posting your Zooms and you're answering everybody that asks you with selling and you're sending them a meeting and you're sending them a Zoom and you're not getting to know them and you're not finding out why they responded or what they're interested in or reconnecting with them if you haven't, if you just go straight into selling, you're going to turn everybody off. So don't do it right and then the messages start coming in and do it wrong there. I already told you and showed you how to do it even with a complete stranger. So if somebody that you know that you already have a relationship with, you don't want to just hit them with a meeting. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Do you want to get on a Zoom tonight at 9 o'clock? No, I don't. Oh, it's something I have to sign up for? No, I'm not interested. No, thanks. No, you want to dig in. Well, it's crazy, right? Like here's a conversation. Here's a good example, right? You have somebody that sees your post and they message you and they say, "What is this? How did they get this? Or what is this? What is this?" You say, "It's crazy." This is what I would respond with. It's crazy, right? Exclamation point, question mark, question mark. And they're going to say something like, "Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen that's wild. Like how does it work or what is it or who is it?" Well, how have you been? Like is that someplace that you want to go? I mean, how have you been traveling a lot? What have you been up to? Let's catch up. And here's the thing. I'm taking it and I'm pulling it away. I'm making them want it. I'm making them more curious. I'm making them more inquisitive. And they're like, "Oh no, yeah, things are good. Yeah, the kids are good, growing fast, whatever, whatever. Yeah, wife is good, still complains about a lot, whatever, right?" It's like just small talk. Okay. Well, now I'm like, man, it's like, yeah, things have been going really good for me. Just moved to Sarasota. Gianna's in a new school, and and it's just crazy the technology that we've built, and people are getting these crazy deals. It's wild. It's unbelievable. No one can match our prices. We've got things that nobody else has. It's awesome. But I appreciate you reaching out. Is there anything else going on or anything you need to catch me up on? Then I might be like, oh, you know what? We need to get together. It's been too long. Well, let's get together for lunch or for drinks or for coffee. Boom. Now I've got a meeting with them. I'm not inviting them. If I haven't talked to them in a while, I haven't created a relationship. I'm not going to they're going to respond and I'm immediately hit them with the meeting. I'm going to build that relationship. I'm going to reconnect with them. I'm going to talk to them and then I'm going to meet them in person, show them the video or get them on a Zoom or get them to a live event. I mean, if I'm trying to do live events, what a great thing to do. A great way. It's like, hey, actually, I'm glad you asked. I'm actually having some people over tomorrow night that wanted to get the same deal that Ronnie got, and they're coming over tomorrow night. Are you available tomorrow night at like 6 o'clock to come over? I'd love to see you, love to catch up. It'd be great for you to see the wife and the kids and, whatever, just the normal type of invite to invite one of your friends over. I mean, we have so many of these testimonials. All you have to do is just screenshot the ones you like and use one once a week. That's it. And make people curious, make them interested. Don't sell, don't explain, don't post meetings, don't post links, don't sell, don't try to convince. Make them curious, make them ask questions, okay? All right. So this is just kind of a little bit of a recap of what we've been talking about. And this is one of the things that we're going to do to help you continually provide new content, more information, more posts, okay? Right? So here's the thing. You can take it right from your friend's story or their post, okay? And then you can share it. So screenshot it, take it, okay? You could also do it in a messenger. If you think something's going to relate to somebody specifically, you can take a post and share it directly to somebody. If somebody was telling you that they want to go to Mexico or they want to go to Vegas or whatever, you can also share these posts and share these stories directly, okay? But remember, if you take the stories, if you take the post from the Bryte Lyfe Insider, some of those posts could go viral. So it's better if you share the post from that page, okay, and share it onto your page, because then the more people that take that same post and share it, the algorithms will pick up the original post and there'll be more likes on it. There'll be more shares on it. So it's better to take the post out of the algorithm on the Bryte Lyfe Insider. That's like what we're calling the pro move, okay, than it is to take the original post and just screenshot it and do it that way. And so you can do it all of these ways. Okay. So mix and match. All right. You don't have to do it the same way every time. But if we're going to get those bucket list posts to go viral, we really want to share those in terms of getting them on the algorithms. You want to get those bucket list posts. All right. Whenever you're sharing them, you want to make sure that you're mixing and matching how you're doing it, right? So you want to do some of the bucket list trips, you want to do some testimonials, you want to do some recognition, you want to do some, free life qualifiers. One of the things that you could do, and we didn't show it here, but one of the things you could do on free life is you could say something like this. When you share some free life qualifiers in a post, you can go, this is crazy. Each one of these people is going to be able to get $30,000 to $50,000 in free vacations over the next decade because of this. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Okay? That's crazy, right? These people are going to be able to get $30,000 to $50,000 worth of free vacations for doing this over the next 10 years. That's wild. That's crazy. Mind blown. Those are the things you want to post because people are going to go, what? What are you talking about? $30,000 to $50,000 in free vacations. What? Mind blown. Yeah. What's that? How's that? What is that? Not, these are people that get a free Bryte Lyfe membership. They no longer pay their $179, and you too can get a free membership and not pay the $179 when you also get free life qualified through Bryte Lyfe. Please go to my website, nobody's ever going to sign up with me.com. Okay? Completely different. Same post, completely different content, completely different mindset, and one will turn people off and one will make people blow your inbox up. Okay? So let's get intentional with our posts. We're going to share this training. This training was recorded. It'll be posted within the hour. We're going to give you some more templates. You're going to be able to look at all of the training or all of the posts from Denson and from Eva and from me inside of the members only group to get ideas for posts. Remember, everybody, we're asking all of you, go post your bucket list stories. Go post anything. If you've saved money on anything, if you got flowers for Valentine's Day, post it. If you've booked hotel rooms, even if you saved 30% or 40% or 50% or 60%, it doesn't have to be 90. We need to get better. Remember, our facts, our truths are louder than their lies, but we have to get better at sharing them. So nobody knows if you're not sharing your savings, if you're not sharing your posts, if we're not recognizing people, if we're not shouting from the rooftops about all of the people that are ranking up, then nobody knows. It's like we're not even doing anything. No, dogs don't bark at parked cars. We've been parked on social media, I feel like, for the last 6 to 9 months. And we've had some incredible stories and we've just not been good at sharing them. We need to get better at sharing because our facts, our truths are louder than their lies, but they're not going to be heard until we share them. So please get this training to your people. Share this link with them. It'll be in the YouTube page so that people can watch this so they know what to post and how to post so they don't do it wrong and they don't share the wrong things. This needs to be a critical part of your business. This training has never been done before. We've never gone through this in detail. We've never had these templates up before. We've never really broken it down exactly the best way to make them go viral and the best way to get responses. I've obviously never even done what I'm doing right now in Sarasota. You just got the blueprint for that. Every person on here could host an event this week at their place, at their house, at a restaurant, at a bar, wherever. It doesn't matter. Everyone on here could host a Bryte Lyfe event, a Bryte Lyfe night this week, or a networking event this week. We could put in 1,000 people from just this group of people who got on this training today. That's what's crazy. Because that meeting for me from a week ago will wind up producing 20 sales, 25 sales within a week to 2 weeks. Okay. So That means that over 40 people on here over the next 30 to 60 days, we could put 1,000 people in if everybody on here just went and did a Bryte Lyfe night this week or next week and got it going in their market. Everybody on here, we could put in 1,000 people, just the people that are on here right now. Nobody else, just us, 1,000 people immediately by just doing what I gave you today. I literally gave you the blueprint. I showed you the exact responses to the message, how I got so many people to show up. Because once again, 20 people would not have shown up if I hadn't have gone through and talked to them each individually, got to know them, asked them where they were from, how long they've lived in Sarasota, what if they have any recommendations for me in Sarasota. These are the things that I was doing before I ever gave them the invite to the meeting. I also am working on a new flyer that we're going to put in the Facebook group. I was hoping to have it done by this training, but I just basically created it. So I'll post it in the group, okay? But it's going to be something new that will be a little more generic travel, sports, music, entertainment to go with this networking mix and mingle for these types of activities rather than using the Bryte Lyfe night. Because I think for me personally, people have asked now, "Oh, so what's a Bryte Lyfe night?" It's because I've been sending that same invite for the meeting last week and for Tuesday, but I'm working on a new flyer just for these prospects that I don't know or people that I'm inviting that are personal guests. You could use the same kind of flyer that's generic to get them there to confirm them. But I would keep it simple. If it's somebody you know, I wouldn't use a poster or a meeting flyer at all. I never send the meeting flyers to people that I know. I send them to members to use for themselves so that they know. And then I use them for people that are prospects that I'm meeting online or that, that are acquaintances. It makes it a little more official. If I'm doing a personal invite, I'm asking them, I'm requesting their presence, I'm talking to them on the phone, I'm calling them direct. Remember, I'm asking them to give up 30 minutes of their life or potentially 5 hours of their life if they come to one of our awesome live events, because they might wind up staying longer and they might have traffic, they might have a commute, they might have to deal with their kids or their spouse or whatever. So you're asking them to give up a lot. Time is their most precious commodity. It needs to come with a formal invitation. Do not post your meetings publicly. Don't share them publicly. Don't share Zooms publicly. I'm telling you, it is not the way to go, and it'll hurt you more than it'll help you. So thank you guys so much for getting on today. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you share this link in the YouTube channel later today. Once it's live, it'll be up within the hour. And make sure that you get everybody on the corporate call tomorrow night. We're going to extend the contest. So get people on the Zoom tomorrow night. All you have to do is make one sale. Get signed up for Orlando. If you've not already signed up for Orlando, get signed up for Orlando. And let's pack the call tomorrow night. And we'll recap some of this stuff and talk about it. But make sure your team is watching this over the weekend and make sure you're inviting. Be intentional. What meetings are you committed to? What night are you doing your live event? Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, Pony Express. Don't fold. Don't quit. All you have to do is just keep doing it, and eventually you're going to get the results. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Have a great weekend, and God bless.